The modern world relies on invisible highways crisscrossing the open ocean, carrying the actual physical weight of global civilization. Over 100,000 ships pass through one specific stretch of water every year, the Strait of Malacca. That fleet hauls a full quarter of global trade. Beyond standard cargo, that traffic includes nearly 30. To keep trade moving, the bordering nations rely on joint management and anti-piracy patrols to ensure ships can pass freely without tolls. Because this is a natural bottleneck without a single owner, any nation with the geographic positioning to influence this tiny gap effectively holds a lever over global trade. Geographically, the strait operates as a massive one-way funnel, pulling crude oil out of the Middle East and sending it directly into East Asian economies. This creates a highly specific vulnerability for Beijing. Up to 80% of China's total oil imports pass exactly through here, a dependency that Chinese strategists refer to as the Malacca Dilemma. If the strait were disrupted, the chain reaction would be immediate. Energy supplies would dwindle, manufacturing would halt, and the economy would plummet. Beijing has poured billions into overland pipelines and the Belt and Road Initiative to find a workaround. But none of these alternatives can yet match the sheer volume that flows through Malacca. This leaves China's economic engine with a single, exposed structural vulnerability that its geopolitical rivals can monitor and potentially target. We have already seen how fragile these narrow seas are. When the Suez Canal was blocked in 2021, global trade essentially froze, and shipping costs surged as vessels were forced to reroute thousands of miles around Africa. Constant volatility in the Strait of Hormuz has shown how quickly energy markets react when tanker traffic is even slightly threatened. These routes are linked. Oil moves from the Middle East, through Hormuz, and through Malacca to reach East Asia. A disruption in the Middle East slows the source, but a closure at Malacca means oil has no way to reach its destination. These incidents prove that the stability of the global supply chain depends on these few specific miles of water remaining open. Because this passage is so vital, major regional powers are rapidly escalating their military presence around its entry points. India holds a significant geographic advantage. Its Andaman and Nicobar Islands sit directly over the western approach to the strait. Through the Great Nicobar Project, India is expanding a major naval base and military airstrip here. The goal is to turn these islands into a permanent, fortified hub for regional surveillance. This infrastructure gives India the direct capability to monitor trade routes and, if necessary, restrict access to the strait during a conflict. By reinforcing this specific point, India has effectively become the gatekeeper of Malacca, gaining significant leverage over the economic security of its neighbors. Historically, empires fought over Malacca to control the spice trade. Today, the stakes have shifted from commodities to national survival. The waters are now a site of constant monitoring. The U.S. Navy, the Chinese Navy, and the Indian Navy all maintain a presence here, each aware that these narrow channels are the ultimate strategic levers. In the modern era, the Strait of Malacca has been transformed into a pressure point that can be used to influence the behavior of the world's largest economies. While disruptions at Hormuz or Suez cause severe economic ripples, a blockage at Malacca would jeopardize the energy and manufacturing heart of the entire Indo-Pacific. We often think of global power in terms of landmass or nuclear reach, but in a world connected by the ocean, the highest form of dominance belongs to whoever can control the flow through the narrowest points on the map.